challenging Lucian's rods, monetization with an S, and Teokbokki is delicious. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by 50,000 hours in the trenches, and brought to you by No Disc, helping music, technology, and finance companies navigate the music industry. It's Viral Wednesday, May 8th, 2024, and I'm Lars Murray. Before we get into what's contagious this week, we've been talking a lot about how music has echoed tech this year, with both sectors doing layoffs to pad the bottom line, and now there's another echo. Earlier this year, Tesla investors challenged Elon Musk's pay package, and now the same thing is happening to Lucian from UMG. Apparently, some investors did not like the 1.5 rod, that's $150 million pay package that Lucian took home, and they're going to bring it up at UMG's annual shareholder meeting next Thursday. Story is at Digital Music News. Everybody's favorite former vampire squid, investment bank, and general financial behemoth Goldman Sachs released its famous yearly Music in the Air report on Friday, complete with a very British spelling of monetization, T-I-S-I-N-G. The report, which looks out to 2030 and assumes that we won't end up in some sort of generational global conflict, is even more optimistic than last year's report. The key headline is, quote, entering a new era of improved music monetization, headline price increases, extra product feature monetization, that's with an S again, and emphasis mine, super premium plans catering to superfans. So they are definitely in camp superfan. In keeping with the IFPI and Luminate reports earlier this year, they're very optimistic about emerging markets and relatively blasé about the threat of generative AI. Of course, Goldman Sachs are not artists or managers. Nonetheless, with a predicted compound annual growth rate of 7.9% over the next 6 years, there should be enough cabbage to go around. The full report is at goldmansachs.com. So, what's up in the viral verse this week? Well, without a doubt, the most bonkers viral of the week comes from Korea. Nope, it ain't the long-awaited return of BTS. It's not Elite. It's not New Jeans. It's not Blackpink. It doesn't come from Hybe. It doesn't come from Adore or SM or YP. Nope, it's called Friendly Father, and it's a tribute to North Korean dictator Kim Jong Un. This gooey, cheesy slab of Teokbokki comes straight from the North Korean government. Now, before you accuse me of cultural insensitivity, for the record, I looked up the pronunciation to get it right, and here it is, straight from the YouTube Translate guy.
Teokbokki.
On top of that, Teokbokki is a brilliant invention, and it's freaking delicious, so don't at me now. And I understand that Teokbokki is a southern thing, but once this song crossed the border, cheese is cheese, and all bets are off. And by the way, if I need a Korean cultural education, I would gladly accept a pair of round-trip tickets to Seoul, or even subway fare to 32nd Street in Manhattan. But I digress. Deliciously. Now, whether Friendly Father is a welcome instance of Gen Z finding their irony bone, or whether it's ByteDance putting its thumb on the scale in an act of cultural warfare, I will leave to you to decide. Deliciously. Over at Billboard, Elias Light continues to crank out some relevant and interesting and thought-provoking pieces. And this week, in a piece entitled Bootleg Remixes Are Everywhere, What If They Were All Legit?, he investigates the question. Bootleg remixes are everywhere. What if they were all legit? He's talking, of course, about sped-up and slowed-down versions of songs created with software like AudioMax Audio Mod that often go viral without the full attribution to the original song or the artist or the writer. According to the article, Spotify is working on tools to create legit remixes, and a company called Hook, I want to talk to these guys, is also building a system to build tracking and legitimacy into a system similar to AudioMod. Certainly a lot of penny fractions are slipping through the cracks right now. Check out the article at Billboard. So let's look at what else is contagious this week. On the viral charts on the Billboard TikTok 50, you can tell your girlfriend that Lay Banks is #1 for the second straight week. The song has the good fortune of being not only eminently sampleable, but it also has a memeable hook with seemingly endless variations on what you can tell that girlfriend. Taylor Swift finally cracks the top 5 with Who's Afraid of Little Old Me at #4, leapfrogging her other Tortured Poets track, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, which is at #14. And Taylor's cool indie friend Phoebe Bridgers hits the viral chart this week with a slowed version of her track Scott Street, which seems to be doing all-purpose feel-good duty. And this week's Old Talk debut, Wild Cherry's Play That Funky Music, itself a paleo meme, is new on the chart at #18, riding the, quote, white boys can't dance, unquote, meme. Over on the Spotify Viral 50, Shabuzi's bar song Tipsy knocked Jacksami's Pedro out of the top slot this week, but Pedro didn't fall far It's number 2. Also new on the Viral 50 in the USA is Push-Ups by Drake, which makes it the top Kendrick Drake beef song on either viral chart. As for quantity on the Viral 50, Taylor rules the roost with 5 songs, while Chappell Roan has 4. Meanwhile, Tommy Richmond, whose $1 Million Baby is blowing up the mainstream charts, has 3 tracks on the chart, riding the coattails of $1 Million Baby. That's not bad for a guy whose name sounds like a generic neighbor kid on a generic sitcom. Seriously, Tommy Richmond has taken about 3 weeks to blow up, about 8 years into his career, so there's a lot to mine there. Those of you indie rockers will be happy to know that Fontaines DC hit the chart this week with their latest song Starburst. See you at the show tonight. And for the olds, Johnny Cash's novelty tune The Chicken in Black hangs in on the chart for another week. Support for the Unlimited Supply podcast is provided by Roy-Fi, which helps independent artists invest in their careers and hold on to their master and publishing rights. So our viral song of the week is Friendly Father. Drop us a rating and a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you like what you hear, and tell a friend or 3. All links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com or hit me directly on LinkedIn to tell us what you think about the show, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to challenge us on our dubious assertions, and tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest. Tomorrow's Touring Thursday. See you tomorrow.